All right, so we're gonna do an extremely quick and I guess to the point Pokemon SV tier list for Poke investing purposes. Um, I think that I'm not gonna get too deep in each one of the sets. I think that I'm just kind of gonna give a top level. Where would I place it if I were trying to like allocate capital? Like, let's say that you skipped the entire SV era, but you want to put some money into Pokemon with the entire world on fire, like as of March 2026. Yeah, so let's get started. So I think Scarlet and Violet, we can just put in a solid B tier to start off. It's a good base set. I think that Scarlet and Violet as an era is just iconic. And the base set speaks. So B tier, definitely not S or A, but like it's also really cheap, genuinely. I was scooping these up at the beginning of like the Pokemon bull market for like I don't even know, like 150 like a box like all day long. So SV, yeah, great. Paldea evolved, clear A, clear A. The market has clearly shown that like they love this set. And I think the market speaks, so listen to it. Obsidian Flames, C tier. I think some people would put it at D. People really didn't like the Charizard, but personally, I thought it was cool. I thought the like Golden Charizard was like kind of neat. Still not like the best. I think that at the time it felt a lot stronger to me, but as we've seen, like I don't even know, like the Mega Evolution block come out, it's sort of fallen out of my favor. So C tier. Probably wouldn't really put too much money into it right now. 151 I'm gonna skip because yeah, I want to build some tension. These ones are easy. Paradox Rift and Temporal Forces are straight C tier. I don't think there's any big cards in either of the sets. Neither of them I think are particularly interesting. I didn't enjoy the sets even when they came out. I have 0 boxes of both sets, so I just really no interest. Twilight Masquerade, easy A tier. Easy A tier. So Twilight Masquerade was like a big SV set when it first came out. It was one of the really first ones that sort of took off for the SV like block. I think it was the first one that really had any like positive momentum. I think that the market was extremely negative on early SV. So Masquerade was the turnaround set. It's really seen like very little price appreciation, even with the Pokemon bull market running. I think that if you can grab booster boxes of this, 10 out of 10 buy. Fable is an easy D tier. Specialty set, it's terrible. Respectfully to Shrouded Fable. I have no interest in any of the cards in the set. I don't think they're cool. I don't think they're interesting. I don't care if the set quadruples in price from today to tomorrow. I don't like it. I don't want to buy it. Surging Sparks, easy A tier, and I'm going a little bit out of order here. I know I'm skipping some of the specialty ones. I'd like to come back to these three at the end because these are like the clear like winners far and above. Surging Sparks is really what literally set the Pokemon market on fire. I've had a couple pre-orders of these in for literally $100 a box. I literally was pulling Surging cases for 600. So rest in peace to that, I guess. But yeah, the seed's seen like no zero price motion in the last like year and a half. The Pikachu is now iconic. It's going to stick in everyone's brain for literally the next decade. Buy it. The prices have not moved. It is the easiest like sleeper pick like of this entire list. Stellar, I feel a little weird about. I want to put it in B tier. I think that it feels about the same like as far as like I don't know. The aura feels the same as like the SV base set to me. I think that I really like the illustration rares in Stellar. The special illustration rares, the SIRs, I think are great too. Market didn't respond good to it. I like it. I would put it definitely above Paradox and Temporal. Um, yeah, feels right in B tier. Journey Together, I'll also send straight to C. I have just like something about the art in this set does not connect with me. It feels like incredibly like I don't even know, just like incredibly basic and just like I don't know. It doesn't speak to me. So easy C tier. Destined Rivals is also another one that doesn't really speak with me, but I'll put it in A tier just because I'll listen to the market. The market says it's good, so I'll say it's good. Honestly, I don't know that I would buy it today. So for that reason, actually, no. I'm gonna move it to B tier. I think that there's been so much back and forth on if the set's gonna get a reprint, if it's not gonna get a reprint. The prices has gone up. Prices have gone up. Prices have gone down because people are scared the Pokemon Center is gonna suddenly print like 10,000 more boxes. Yeah, I don't know. B tier, too much unknown, really expensive already. I think the art is kind of mid, so yeah, easy B. Black Bolt and White Flare. Probably C tier. Sadly, I know it's a specialty set, and I know some people like it. I have no interest in the Pokemon in that set. Okay, so now we're to the big three. I'm gonna leave 151 for last because I just really want to do Pele and Fates. Pele and Fates for me is just straight up an S tier. I think that when this set came out, it was so fun to rip. I love the baby shinies. I thought the Bubble Mew is incredible, and I genuinely think the Charizard in that set is even just so clean. I was literally like in Japan like when the set came out, and even in Japanese, just like literal perfection. Like even today, actually, if you want to open like Paldean Fates, just buy like the Japanese set, and you're guaranteed. I think the like the SR and like I don't know. There's so many just guaranteed hits. Like it just feels so good to open. Aside from that, I think it is incredibly investable. It is clearly fallen behind like 151. And I think that it's just really like the iconic card of the SV like block. 151 I wouldn't really count. I think that it kind of stands on its own. So if I was to think of like the one, like what is the evolving skies of like the like SV like era, it's gonna be Paldean Fates. Prismatic, I'm gonna have to throw probably an S tier as well, honestly. Um, Purely for investing purposes. So here's the problem, and this one I actually will open up TCG Player for because I think that it's really important. Okay, so prismatic evolutions is going to cause like a psychological problem for so many people. And the reason for that psychological problem is demonstrated really clearly by this 1 year chart. So, prismatic, since its release, has essentially always been trading at 100-ish dollars per ETB. 120 for like a while. Maybe you could get a couple for like 95, especially when there were like the big Costco drops. But over the past year, it's been pretty solid at 100. And we've seen really consistent and incredibly strong demand. Even at like its lows, it was still trading at 60, 70, 100 items per period. So it just has so much demand, and Pokemon Center has printed it so many times. You can essentially imagine like all of the print cycles that came out of this as artificial supply that was just forcing the price like down. Essentially, it was the Pokemon company like refusing to allow the price of these boxes to go up. But now the problem is we moved into the Mega Block era, and they just can't continue to print the same product for 3 years in a row. So they're having to rotate off. And the second they take their foot off the gas, the price literally went vertical. And we're literally at the very start of this. If you look at the big three that we're looking at on the tier list, Prismatic is by far the cheapest. And you might not love it, and you might not think it's worth it, and you might think the pull rates are bad. But this Umbreon is $1,300 in a raw copy, $1,400 for near mint. Like, it's just going straight up with the price of the boxes. So I don't know. If you don't have Prismatic now, I would seriously consider buying some. Okay. And then the last one is 151. And if you remember, we're making an investing tier list. I'm going to only have to put this at A for now. And I know a lot of people would put it at S, but the problem is that 151 has experienced some extremely aggressive price motion in the last, like, literally, like, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Um, it's trading at 550 in ETB, which is absolutely insane when you remember these were going for like $40, like at your local like grocery store. In the last 3 months, we've almost doubled. We've gone from like 350s to 550s, and I just don't think that right now it's the best buy, like out of everything on this list. I think that if you buy these boxes today and you want to hold them for 3 years, 5 years, sure, you'll probably make money. But the thing is, the 151 like price motion is coming from vintage. And I think the key point about 151 being vintage is that we've seen in like the last couple months that the Pokemon vintage rotation has been in full force. We've seen things come like off of modern and money is going straight into like older sets. And 151 is, it trades more like I think an older set than it does modern because you're trading on like the nostalgia. And when the nostalgia is up, 151 is up. And what we tend to see in the Pokemon market is we tend to see a lot of like market cycles where vintage is cool and modern is cool, and it just sort of really depends on where we're at. And I think really the biggest mistake that you can make is you can try to chase the hype cycles, but honestly, like it's never really worth it. You're not ever going to be able to catch the peaks, and you should try to buy in when things are just a little more like stable, and then you can sort of sit happy with the fact that you're not buying at highs, you're not FOMOing in, you're not succumbing to market pressures, but you can make like really balanced investing decisions. And if I revisit this list even in a month, I might move things around a bit depending on how they trade. But based on where we stand now, I would probably look at Prismatic and Paldean as like the first spots. That is just not, it's not to say that like these are bad choices. If you enjoy the sets and you want to put a little bit of money into it, absolutely I would go for it. Just whatever you do, don't buy Shrouded Fable.